Welcome to PPE, Respiratory and Industrial Hygiene General Awareness Training. We will be covering eye protection, hearing protection, hand protection, foot protection, body protection, respiratory protection, followed by a quiz. Types of PPE. Eye and face protection. Appropriate eye and face protection where there are hazards from flying particles, eye contact with stationary materials, liquid chemicals, acids, and caustics, chemical gases and vapors, and injurious light radiation. PPE for the eye and face can include, but is not limited to, safety glasses with side shields, chemical splash goggles, face shields, welding helmets, tinted glasses, or laser safety glasses. Head protection. Appropriate head protection where there is a potential for injury to the head from falling objects, contact with stationary, moving objects, or contact with electrical conductors. PPE for the head can include, but is not limited to, hard, protective hats with or without electrical protection. Respiratory protection, appropriate respiratory protection where there is the potential for inhalation of hazardous levels of dust, mist, fumes, gases, or vapors. Respiratory protection can include, but is not limited to, dust masks, cartridge-type respirators, airline respirators, and supplied air respirators, as well as respirators for emergency use only. Hearing protection. Appropriate hearing protection where there is a potential for noise levels exceeding 85 decibels or other accepted exposure limits. Hearing protection can include, but is not limited to, earplugs and earmuffs. Hand protection. Appropriate hand protection where the hands are exposed to contact with hazardous chemicals, cuts, lacerations, abrasions, and punctures, electrical hazards, thermal burns, or harmful temperature extremes. PPE for the hands can include, but is not limited to, chemical-resistant gloves, cut-resistant gloves, protective work gloves, heat-resistant, cold-resistant gloves, electrical-rated gloves, and welding gloves. Body protection. Appropriate body protection where there is a potential for injury to the body from heat, cold, or chemical contact. Body protection may also be warranted for work around electrical hazards with a potential for arc flashes or fires. PPE for the body can include, but is not limited to, welder's jacket, fire-rated clothing, heat and or cold resistant coat, chemical apron, knee pads, and chemical splash suit or coveralls. Foot protection. Appropriate foot protection where there is a potential for injury to the feet from falling or rolling objects, objects piercing the sole and or heel, chemical contact, or where the feet are exposed to electrical hazards. Foot protection may also be warranted where working surfaces present a slipping hazard. PPE for the feet can include, but is not limited to, safety shoes and chemical-resistant boots or boot covers. Also, there may be other forms of PPE required not covered in these general categories based on specific job type and task and the hazards determined by the risk assessment. PPE care and maintenance. PPE must always be cared, stored and maintained in accordance with the manufacturer's recommendations, cleaned as necessary and per manufacturer's recommendations to maintain a working and sanitary condition, stored in a clean and dry location to prevent damage, inspected prior to and following each use as appropriate, maintained by competent or trained personnel. Personal protective equipment. We utilize personal protective equipment to prevent injuries, to minimize impact of an injury if one should occur, as a reminder to be safe. Specific PPE is required when performing these roles and tasks. Working with live electrical components, working with chemicals, working in slippery conditions, working with sharp objects, during tasks that result in repeated impact or exposure to the body, in environments with high noise levels, in environments with hazardous levels of dust, mists, fumes, gases, or vapors. Required PPE for manufacturing will be a hairnet, beard net, hearing protection, safety glasses, and steel-toe boots. Required PPE for the warehouse is a high visibility vest, safety glasses, steel-toe boots. Employees entering manufacturing must enter through the clean room on the second floor. When to use a high-vis vest. Walking outside by trailers, this including Frito-Lay mule drivers, when walking anywhere in the warehouse, walking the entire grounds except when entering or leaving the facility. Hand protection for the warehouse. A cut level 1 to 2 glove is designed to aid in gripping boxes and general duties, prevent cuts from scissors, strap cutters, and sharp corners. Should be worn during entire shift. The expected lifespan of gloves is 1 to 2 weeks. Hand protection for a processing operator. Cut level 1 to 2 glove designed to aid in gripping and opening seasoning bags and preventing minor burns. Should be worn during seasoning and most normal duties. Expected lifespan is 2 to 4 weeks. Also, high heat glove designed to protect employees from high heat surfaces or from incidental oil contact, not for hot oil submersion. Should be worn anytime hot surface contact is possible. Expected lifespan is 5 to 7 months due to low usage. Hand protection for a PMO and packer. Cut level 1 to 2 glove is designed to aid in gripping boxes and general duties. Prevents cuts from scissors, strap cutters, and sharp corners. Should be worn during entire shift. The expected lifespan being 2 to 4 weeks. Hand protection for sanitation. A cut level 1 to 2 glove designed to aid in general work tasks and prevent minor cuts. Should be worn during all general cleaning tasks, no chemicals. The expected lifespan is 2 to 4 weeks. A chemical resistant glove designed to protect employees from chemicals used in our cleaning processes. No heat protection. Must be worn during all chemical usage. The expected lifespan is 4 to 6 weeks, dependent on chemical contact. Please be sure to inspect before each use. Do not use disposable nitrile gloves. They will not protect your hands. Hand protection for maintenance. A cut level 1 to 2 glove designed to aid in gripping and protect against most common types of cuts and burns. Should be worn during most mechanic activities. The expected lifespan is 2 to 4 weeks. A chemical resistant glove is designed to protect employees from chemicals used in our cleaning processes. No heat protection. Should be worn during all chemical usage. The expected lifespan is 4 to 6 weeks, depending on chemical contact, and inspect before each use. A high heat glove is designed to protect employees from high heat surfaces or from incidental oil contact. This is not for hot oil submersion. Should be worn anytime hot surface contact is possible. Expected lifespan is 5 to 7 months due to low usage. Protection. Two main reasons to wear protective shoes are to help protect against slip, trips, and falls, and to protect your heel and toe. For protection, employees are allowed one $100 voucher every 12 months. This can only be used at the Red Wing store in Irving. Employees may also use the Lehigh shoe option, which offers more selection. Please talk with safety if you have any more questions. Body protection. In addition to specified gloves and face shields, aprons or rain suits must be worn when working with caustics or acids. Each site will have a specific SOP for PPE required when using specific chemicals. Over the next 3 slides are examples of commonly used chemicals here at this site. Respiratory protection. The OSHA standard was designed to help protect against occupational diseases caused by breathing air contaminated by harmful dusts, fogs, fumes, mists, gases, smoke, sprays, or vapors. Respirators must only be worn when engineered controls cannot be utilized. Only employees that have completed respirator training are allowed to wear respirators. Respirator training is a separate training course not covered in this general awareness training. Never bring your own respirator into the workplace. OSHA regulations require strict regulation of respirator programs. If you feel that a respirator is needed to perform an assigned task, consult your SEL or your EHS team. Respiratory protection. To wear a dust mask, you must see your safety point person. Complete appropriate training. Fill out an Appendix D annually. After 2011, all designated employees will sign the Appendix D. Your dust mask must be Frito-Lay supplied. Absolutely no outside mask will be allowed in the workplace. Some disposable masks are not respirators only because they are not NIOSH certified. These are often recognizable by their use of thin paper rather than a radiator filtering material or a single strap. NIOSH certified filtering face piece respirators will always have 2 straps. Paper masks and surgical masks have their uses, but they are not respirators. Do not use these for tasks a real respirator is needed, and do not expect these to provide any level of respiratory protection. I have asthma. Will this cause a problem when I am wearing a respirator? Possibly. In fact, there are a number of conditions that could cause potential adverse health effects for respirator wearers, including the following: respiratory diseases, history of heart attack or stroke, claustrophobia, high blood pressure. Each of these conditions may adversely affect the health of some employees who wear respirators. Limitations of PPE. PPE will not protect you from everything, especially if it is not the right PPE for the task, it is not worn correctly, it is not properly maintained, it does not fit properly or is not the right size, it is damaged or worn out. You expect it to protect you beyond its limitations of a PPE. PPE inspection. Inspect PPE carefully before each use. What you are looking for is any holes, possible cracks, wear and tear that were prevented from protecting you properly, malfunctions, or cleanliness. Some PPE have a lifespan. If damaged, worn out, or expired, do not use, report it, replace it. Replacing your PPE. A Granger vending machine is located by the break room, or your SCO can get you the appropriate PPE for the job. If you need PPE, let your lead SEL know before completing any task. Respirators are located in the maintenance shop, parts crib area.